Right around 1971, we were living in Reform, Alabama, in a duplex on 6th Avenue Northwest, right across from subsidized housing where my great-grandmother, Mary Lou Brown Elmore, lived with her daughter, my great-aunt Emma. Dad told us sometime during 1971 that his father, my grandfather Woodrow, was gifting 70 acres of land to him as long as he lived on it for at least 10 years. The land was on what is now called Brooks Hill Road. It is a dirt road that used to connect Old Highway 82 to County Road 28 in Pickens County. This land included the old home site of Judge Iverson Bonner. In fact, before the land was clear-cut, you could find the cornerstones of his house, and you could still see the rows where his garden was located. Once we moved there, my brother Michael and I used to walk the railroad tracks a lot and play around the cross-tie bridge that went over that railroad track. That bridge has long since been condemned, so this dirt road is no longer used for through traffic. One day, Michael and I were walking down that railroad track and we found a hand grenade. We thought it was a toy and picked it up and took it home. Dad put it out in the shed he had built, and eventually he decided to have someone from the National Guard Armory come and take a look at it. Much to our surprise, it was a live grenade. It is a miracle that Michael and I did not kill ourselves with that thing. I do not know how many of you ever listened to Paul Harvey on the radio, but I loved his, quote, rest of the story audio program and listened to it often. The format of the radio program was that he would famously start telling a story, then go to a commercial break, and then he would come back with what he called the rest of the story. Thus, you are about to hear the rest of the story in the tradition of Paul Harvey about that hand grenade. If you have never listened to him, you can find some of his rest of the story audio programs on YouTube. Fast forward to 2014. When my father passed away in May of that year, one of his first cousins, Pete Hester, posted a bunch of little vignettes about all of the cousins growing up in Coal Fire, Alabama, which is located just west of Reform, Alabama. Apparently, they all played on the railroad tracks just like Michael and I did in the 1970s. What was amazing is the story he told about the Gulf, Mobile, and Ohio Railroad that dumped German helmets, hand grenade shells, casings, and other military paraphernalia from World War II on the right-of-way of the railroad line and later covered it up with dirt. But before they could cover it up, my dad and his first cousins found them and took off with various items for what they called war games. The funniest part of that story was the fact that they used pint glass jars and put water and dry ice in them and would throw them at the enemy, and they would explode with raining glass. However, I suddenly understood, with that post, exactly why my brother and I had found a live hand grenade on the railroad tracks. It was most likely World War II military junk landfill.